Hello everyone, this is the health reading for Trader Tot, wannabe dictator Trader Tot. Oh goodness. It's the reading for his health on Saturday, no King's Day. As this crazy person is trying to, it was $20 billion he wanted to give to Argentina, or he's trying to. Now Scott Bessent is saying, according to Aaron Parnas, is saying it's up to $40 billion. So anyway, that's for another discussion later, but how is No King's Day protests? How are all of those protests that are going to be going on Saturday, how will they affect his health? Right there. Well, he's going to be discovering something, that's for sure. This is Mars and Aries. He may be I'm wondering if he's going to be thinking about things like, should I leave the country? Mars moves energy fast. Aries rules the head. Mars could just be about his motivation. When we're looking at health, it's not reversed, so I can't say that, it's an accident or something. To me, it feels more like he's thinking he needs to make plans. And he's going to discover something via the No King's Day protests that are going to make him, it's going to lead to him wanting to make decisions for the future. That's where it's going to push him. And yeah, maybe that's another thing that another reason for his trip to the Middle East. With the King of Pentacles coming through as his challenge card, I have to reverse it because that's the way you read the card in a challenge position. When it comes to health, there's a lot of stress on his bones and his whole skeletal system, and this is a card of genetic issues. So yeah, okay, his genetic issues from his father is Alzheimer's. We know Trump has dementia. The genetic issues from his mother, she was knuckin' futs. And she had a brain aneurysm, it turned out, because of trying to fight off a mugger for the $14 that was in her purse. So the guy knocked her down, and he still took her purse, but yeah, for $14 in her whatever her purse was. I mean, did they have Prada bags back then? I don't know. God. Okay. Maybe she had a bunch of drugs in her purse. Who knows? I'll stop. Hermit reversed in the morning. Oh, it gets even better. Hermit reversed and Ten of Cups reversed. I think I'll just go ahead and lay them out here. Midday, we have the Devil upright. Yep. And the Death card reversed. So he's stuck with the Devil. Devil has all the power and control over him. More towards the evening, we have Four of Swords reversed. Whoa! Seven of Cups reversed again. Those poisons are just debilitating him. And then later in the middle of the night, we have Justice ruling the kidneys. Ten of Wands reversed. He's not getting out from under it. All on his head. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck for the whole day. Oh boy, okay. Five of Swords, and Six of Swords. All right. So to break it down, these two cards are, of course, for the whole day, and so is the forces in motion and the challenge all day long. Five of Swords is our card of humiliation and defeat, wanting to walk away. When it comes to health, it's somebody who's wanting to be reclusive. He's waking up that way. He might be thinking about his own funeral. It's not reverse, so I can't really say that, but we're in the realm of reclusiveness when it comes to health. That's about the only thing I can say, except for the traditional meanings with the Five of Swords, which is all about, oops, I'm using the wrong chopstick. I need my fancy chopstick for all the kiddies out there. We've got fancy swords over here. But the Five of Swords for this mofo is humiliation, which I've always gotten that was one of the main things that he needed to experience this lifetime. And he's up there. It's up there already. Time magazine helped a little bit. Stephen Colbert helped a lot. Yeah. You guys tell me about Hal Sparks and all the names. I'll just let that go. But humiliation and defeat, loss, maybe even to the point where he has a hard time communicating. This is people bullying him and abusing him. At this point now, it's like, these guys are like, hey, dude, this guy's a dick. We're just walking away. And he might have all the swords, but he doesn't have any friends. And they're all making fun of him because he's a dick, right? And then with the Six of Swords when it comes to health, so humiliation will affect his health, first of all, because he cares way too much about what people think. And it's all about the money and the ladies. That's how he chooses the women around him. They all have the same friggin' hair, and they all wear the same kind of clothes, and they're all, most of them are pencil thin. When you're seeing somebody looking like Christy Nome walking around, she looks kind of like a human zipper. That's an eating disorder. That is an eating disorder. When you see her on film looking that thin in life, you could probably just knock her over. There's nothing there. It's sick. And all of her, they all pretty much look that way, or at least they try to. And they've all got the same friggin' stupid hair and the plumped up lips and all the tons of makeup, just tons. Did you guys see the South Park episode where her face just kept melting and they kept putting on a new face? God. Anyway, Six of Swords, when it comes to health, it's not reversed, but we just have to look at it that he's trying to calm down. He's thinking about overseas travel. I don't know if he's got another trip planned or if he's really thinking about getting the hell out of Dodge. So, because if there are 2,500 protests going on, how many people will be at the protests? How many, what we're talking about? It's just, I'm thinking there has to be at least 1 million or more. Wasn't there more than, I thought there was 1.5 million people. I could be wrong. You guys will have to help me with that one. Who protested in the first one. So anyway, and things have gotten so much worse, right? And Pluto is direct now, or station direct, but it won't make it back. We're still in the retrograde until February 4th. So we're recovering that ground that that started when Pluto went retrograde, which was back in May, I believe. Pretty sure it was May, yeah. So anyway, first thing in the morning, we've got the reclusive card up here with the Hermit. The Hermit reversed is my card for an acute illness, withdrawal, colds, flu, viruses, headaches, bronchitis, maybe even just an earache because he can't stand all the screaming at him. You turn on the news everywhere, it's going to be everywhere. Appendicitis attack, maybe. Virgo rules the digestion, and then when it's reversed, there's a lot of energy going up into the head. So, okay, what else? With the Ten of Cups here, that card can be some emergencies or unexpected, like it's emergency surgery. So this could relate to an appendicitis attack or something, because we do have an acute illness. He has many chronic illnesses too, but this is something acute, like first thing in the morning. I'm wondering about that with an unexpected surgery. At the least, it's all the problems, with his head that I was speaking to and digestion, and maybe it's just at the least with the Ten of Cups reversed, just a lot of nutritional deficiencies, and he's getting some really bad health advice, and it's very chaotic all around him, of course. And it does speak to the dysfunctional family that he grew up in and all of his genetic issues. Midday with the devil, like I always say, the devil will have his due. This is his addiction. This is his control issues, his own apathy and his cruelty, and massive materialization or materialism. But when it comes to health, this is somebody that needs to take time off, but he won't. Well, he might. He might just kind of lay around and watch it going on. We'll see. But, this is our card for, his health is affecting his bad health is affecting his public persona. The Death card reversed, again, everything below the waist. This is my diverticulitis card, one of them. The other one, I think did we have it yesterday, I think? I can't remember. Diverticulitis, unable to move forward, just so much. He has so many control issues because of his addictions and the way his brain doesn't really function well. And, he thought he could always just control reality because he thinks he's Teflon Don, but it's not happening when it comes to his own body. He doesn't have any control, but he keeps trying. So, he's in that, he's really unhappy. Sometimes the Death card reverse can be a bite, like a tick bite. Definitely, the only thing I can really say for sure, he's in some survival issues. But whether he gets bit by like a dog or a snake or a tick or some kind of bug, that's, we'll just, I don't know if we'd even know unless it's on video, like the time he got attacked by all those midges at the golf course when he was in Scotland on his own golf course. But anyway, he's not able to move forward when it's reversed. When it comes to health and it's reversed, he can't move forward. It's not the dirt nap yet, but then again, if this card would have been upright and this card would have been upright, we're in that realm. We're right there in that realm. So what I can say, maybe I had a bad card flop when I was allowing for reversals. That could happen. If these were both upright, then you would say, he ain't getting up with the Four of Swords, right? Eight of Swords would be like coma or something. Four of Swords is, when it's reversed, no matter what in a health reading, Four of Swords reverse does bring through non-ambulatory conditions. it rules our blood pressure, diabetes, things like that. It's when it's reversed, we're talking high blood pressure and insulin issues. The Seven of Cups, and you guys, I've always thought this. I don't know how many times I've said it out loud. Like unless I get and I'm always not like, I have to go to the unbiased place when I shuffle the cards. But unless I get the Death card upright with the Ten of Swords upright, and or some other cards that are just terrible, it's going to be hard for me to actually call it. But someday, it will happen. I did call it. No, actually, I didn't. I didn't call it back when he got COVID. But the cards were there, and the next day I'm like, oh, that's what it was, this little deck here. And I had this for the super spreader event. I had the clouds, and I had his that 45 card where he was down and sick. It's in here somewhere. But anyway, I called it on September 30th, and I did the reading on September 30th, and it was released the next day, and then he got COVID on the 2nd, October 2nd, 2021. So, but I didn't call it. I should have called it, and I'm probably going to do it again when it comes. I probably, unless it's those two cards, or like the Four of Swords, like if they're like this, I'm thinking, he ain't getting up. Something's wrong. If it's this one in the Eight of Swords, I'm going to go, dude's in a coma. Ten of Swords, okay, I will call it. Whether or not I'll be right, that's yet to be seen. But what we have going on here with the Four of Swords reversed and combined with the Seven of Cups reversed. Seven of Cups is our card for poisons. Serious infections and poisons. And I have been getting this card for the last few days in different positions. 78 cards in the deck, and it keeps coming through. Four of Swords reverse has been coming through as well. And it absolutely can be, him not being able to get up. At the very least, he's really burned out, but not able to rest, or he's refused. He either can't rest or he's refusing to rest. Or sometimes it's like coming out of isolation, but he's out of options here, and this is poisons in his body. But he's definitely, I don't think we're going to see him in the morning. I think he'll be watching all the protests on TV, honestly, and be thinking, should I get out of Dodge? He's going to be thinking, I know he will. And then, because we have to remember, at least this is my belief. I might not be right, but I do think that I've always thought that he was Mussolini in his last lifetime, and you remember how it ended for him, right? So that wouldn't happen in this lifetime, but he still has that echo, I think, in his soul. That makes him very afraid. So, okay, in the middle of the night, justice, we're in the realm of kidneys again. The Ten of Wands reversed when it comes to health. Another card for blood sugar and high blood pressure. And this one has the added, because it's Saturn in Sag, it has the added effect of all the energy in the body going in the wrong direction, up more into the head area, and possibly having him, with some joint pain, things like that as well. It can be a card for osteoporosis. I don't believe he has that, because he's always been heavy enough and walked around enough. But then again, with all the Diet Coke that he has drank, or just, any kind of, even regular Coke, and regular soda like that has the propensity to eat away at the bone, inside the bones. Um, I don't know. Honestly, you guys, maybe you can help me out with that and do some research. Um, I wonder if even like any kind of bubbly water or seltzer water, like if that's the only thing that you drink, if that does, does end with the bones, because osteoporosis is really an awful thing. My heart goes out to anybody that deals with that. But him, he does too much like weight bearing. He's too heavy, and him walking around, I kind of don't think he has osteoporosis. But if he does, it would be, I think, from all the Diet Coke, because he doesn't drink much water, if any. So, and sometimes when we get these four swords, and for sure when I get, like the other day, I think it was yesterday when I had the, it was in his other reading, I had the temperance reversed. That card definitely has to do with, getting either a blood transfusion or some IV going into him to try to work out the body waters, life force issues. But the Four of Swords could possibly be something like that, like being down and having to get, intravenous, like whatever to build up his, when a person's dehydrated. And maybe to try to push through some of the poisons that are in his body, which are probably, mostly in his gut, I would think. I mean, based on looking at his pictures. Yeah. So, okay, I think I'm done. Just overall summary, I'd say he looks like he wants to get out of Dodge. Genetic issues are the biggest problems. He could have an acute illness with some unexpected surgery. He is feeling humiliated, and he is, when it comes to the health in his body, he is at the defeat, loss, painful stage where, there will be the river Styx, the transition at some point. I don't know how smooth it'll be. I think it probably depends on how much the level of drugs that are in him when he finally goes. But right now he's in survival, holding on for dear life, and very possibly non-ambulatory in the evening, trying to get rid of the poisons in his guts. You can imagine the bile that is secreted through his liver every time he gets angry, because the liver is the seat of anger according to Chinese medicine. And anybody that's ever gotten really angry, you know how it feels in your guts, right? Later on in the middle of the night, there's probably kidney problems too that he just can't get out from under there with that Ten of Wands. So, okay, that's it. I am done. Have a wonderful No King's Day and wonderful weekend. I'll be back. I know that Sunday is going to be much, it's going to be we're going to see the results of, astrologically, I can tell you that Sunday is way better than Saturday. Way worse for the government, but way better for the people. And I thank everyone that is getting it together, and I'm so grateful. I know it's going to be big, and I'm so grateful to you all. Okay, bye.